What is up, Aries? How are you guys doing? Guess what time it is, man? It's bonus time. Time for your August 2025 bonus reading. So what I'm doing when I do bonus readings is I'm looking for details, situations, or scenarios that, for whatever reason, did not make it into the main monthly reading. For those of you who are in need of a personal reading, you can always go straight to my website, tarotwithrich.com. But I also have a link for that right in the description of this video. Remember, I do general personal readings now. You ain't got to ask me nothing. You ain't got to tell me nothing. All you got to do is click what you want read, and I do the rest. I love it. Quick, fast, easy, and cheap, too. But I offer a lot more than that. And everything is on my website. The link's in the description. All right. I don't even know what I should start this out with. I'm kind of feeling like I should start this out with the current long-term relationship. I don't know why. I'll be honest with you. That's my least favorite thing to read. But something's just yelling at me and telling me that that's what I should start these off with. So let's see what we can tell Aries about the current long-term relationship. Remember, if you're not in a long-term relationship, this is not for you. If you are in a long-term relationship, but the two of you are not experiencing problems, this is not for you. Let's see what's going on with Aries and the current long-term partner in August. 10 of Swords. Oh, shit. Well, it's kind of reversed. Kind of came out sideways, but let me see what else comes through here. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so you're not quite giving up on this just yet. Not quite abandoning this just yet. But I mean, this kind of feels like one of those things where you wish you could give up on it, right? You wish you could. You wish you could give up on it. You wish you could abandon it. You wish you could walk away from this, but you just can't make yourself do it. You wish there was a magic switch you could flip where you could just turn it off and walk away. But you just can't bring yourself to walking away from this. Some of you dealing with a Cancer. Also have Pisces. That's no better. Communication is horrible. Honestly, this doesn't really feel like there is much of an emotional connection left here at all. I mean, maybe a little bit, but this feels like a house of cards swaying in a windstorm. That's what this feels like. That's what this feels like, man. I ain't gonna lie. Some of you dealing with a Saggy. I have Taurus here too. Could be anybody. Those are just energies. Okay, it doesn't tell me a whole lot. We're kind of lingering in the limbo. I don't think an ending is happening in August. I don't think so. All right, whatever. Let's see their feelings for you and their intentions and their energies and all that good shit. Person Aries is dealing with long-term partner. What are their deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Strength card. Okay. And they trying to hang in there. They really trying to hang in there. Ace of Swords reversed. King of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Well, all right. Here's the funny thing. First of all, this person does believe that they're the victim of anything that goes wrong between the two of you. Deep down. Deep down. But I think they would probably walk away from this too if they felt like there were any other options out there. You know what I'm saying? I think for some of you, the main reason why they won't walk away from this is because they don't want to be alone. They don't feel like they'd be able to get with anybody else. You know, and Yeah. Because they feel, because with the karmic wheel and the upright here, they feel the same sense of completion and expiration that you feel. You know, when it just feels like something has run its course, it's kind of hard to describe what that feels like, but it's a very distinctive feeling when something is complete, when something has come full circle, when something has run its course. It's a very distinctive feeling. And I think they feel it too, just like you do. But I think they're afraid of being alone, you know. And not only that, but depending on how long-term this is, you know, I mean, once you've been in the same situation for so many years, it becomes, that's your norm. That's all you know. Kind of like people who do like 15 years in prison and then they get out and they don't like it. I've met a handful of people in my life who did long stays in prison, 15, 16, 20 years, and they get out and they don't fucking like it. They say, I don't want to go back. I don't like this shit. I'm not used to it. You know, it doesn't matter what kind of situation you're in. It doesn't matter if it's good for you or if it's not good for you or if it's toxic or not. When you're in a situation long enough, that becomes all you know. Your brain writes itself to that environment. And no matter how toxic a situation may or may not be, breaking that cycle can be extremely uncomfortable and scary, you know? I guess the question is, and this is an open-ended question, I'm not being a smartass. The question is that worth staying with somebody? That's the $1 million question. And that's going to be different for every individual, you know? Depends on what you want in life. Depends on, well, I guess it depends on how bad it is too, you know? Now there's a lot of factors that depends on, but yeah, that's where I feel like we're at with this here. Signs I have on the table: Aries, Leo, Capricorn. Well, let's grab the advice then. And I think y'all are kind of just hanging in the limbo for right now. Like I said, I see a house of cards swaying in the wind, you know? If you could imagine that. Imagine a big old house of cards and the wind is a gentle little gust of wind blowing and it's swaying like this. That's what this feels like, but let's get the advice. Ah, see? It's coming at some point. At some point. You know, devil card. So here's what I'll say. It's possible to write a new soul contract. It's possible. It takes a lot of fucking work though. Whole lot of work. And I'm not going to sit and dig everything up here in this video here tonight, but just to shorten things up a little bit, the risk you run doing that is the work that it would take to write a new soul contract will turn both of you into completely unrecognizable versions of yourselves. And who's to say whether or not that new version of you is even a vibrational match to the new version of them? It's a risky game, but I mean, as long as you're both fucking dedicated to it, you can make it happen. It doesn't matter. I've seen it happen one time. One time in my career, that is. Not in my personal life. In my personal life, I've never witnessed that happen. But through the clients I've worked with, I've seen one client of the going on 6,000 clients that I've had in my career. I've seen one of them rewrite a new contract successfully. And yeah, so y'all gonna have a fucking conversation, a come to Jesus moment. Gonna have to open up to each other, hear each other out, agree to make some changes, get to work, carving out a new timeline, and make the relationship serve a newer, higher purpose. That's the kicker here. You can't do anything in this life that doesn't serve a purpose. The universe ain't gonna let that happen. Has to serve some kind of, everything that's happening right now is serving some kind of purpose. And if we're just kind of winging it when the original purpose was already served and we're just clinging to it, right? It has to serve a purpose, so the universe is eventually gonna fucking rip the rug. Alrighty. Time to shift gears. What the hell should I read next? I didn't even plan any of this out. Current long-term partner. We already did. I guess there's not much left. Let's see if we can tell you anything else about the person that you're interested in. Singles. See if I missed any details. Any other details we can tell Aries about the person they're interested in? Singles. Queen of Swords. Four of Pentacles. King of Swords. Man. And the Seven of Cups. It's telling me it's getting to the point where y'all just aren't really showing each other very much emotion at all. Death card. I don't know what the deal is. It almost kind of feels like there's been an open door of opportunity for the two of you to like make something happen, and for whatever reason the two of you didn't get on the same page at the same time and jump on that. So it almost kind of feels like the universe is about to close the door on this. And honestly, I'm kind of feeling like a new love offer coming in from somewhere else. That's what this is telling me. So what this is telling me, I think you're probably going to end up with a new start in love with somebody that's not your love interest, your current love interest, you know? Yeah, Ace of Swords, yeah. All right, well, some of you dealing with a Scorpio, also have Leo. Let's see how they feel about you, what their energies and intentions look like. How does this person feel about Aries? Universe, what are their energies and intentions? Queen of Wands reversed. I don't really know, for some reason, if they view you as a reliable partner. I don't know why. I don't know. I have no idea why they feel that way. I don't know if you gave them reason to think that or if they're just projecting their own shit onto you. You never know, man. When it comes to how a person views you, it's always a hard shot to call, and there's very little you can do about it. At the end of the day, a person's going to see you the way they want to see you. That's one, I'm telling you right now, that's one lesson, that the earlier in life you learn that, the easier life gets. Because I'm going to tell you what, man, people waste so much time trying to control the perception of themselves, you know, trying to make sure everybody sees them a certain way. You can't do that. You cannot control the way somebody sees you. You can play with it and mess with it a little bit, but 9 times out of 10, it's not even going to work out the way you try to do it. When it all comes down to it, a person's going to see in you what they want to see in you. If a person wants to see the good in you and they want it bad enough, it doesn't matter how bad you fuck up. They're still going to see the good in you. If somebody doesn't want to see the good in you and they don't want to like you, it doesn't matter how much fucking amazing shit you do. They're not going to see it. They're going to cram you into the box that they don't like, right? So, I don't know why they feel that way. I have no idea. They could see themselves with you. This doesn't make any fucking sense. This don't make any goddamn sense. I think they just have trust issues, is what this feels like. Yeah, that's what this feels like. I think they just have some trust issues for some reason. Because we got Ten of Cups Lovers card here, Hierophant. They could see themselves with you. But for some reason, I think they're letting their thoughts get the best of them. You know? Or maybe they heard a rumor, or I don't know. I don't know what they heard that, or what they're thinking, where they're afraid that if they give themselves permission to be with you and fall in love with you, that you'll end up being unreliable and you'll just rip their heart out like the last person did, you know? Strange. Okay. Doesn't look like bad intentions, though. But it does look like they live in fear when it comes to their love life and their emotions and whatnot. I think this person does live in fear. They don't have bad intentions. Actually, I would go as far as to say they probably actually, in their own mind, you know, they have really solid intentions. In their mind, they are not playing no games. They ain't trying to waste nobody's time. They're not trying to, in their mind at least, that doesn't mean that their actions are up to par, but in their mind, they have no intentions of playing games. I think they just live in fear. Okay, well, let's see the advice then. What's the advice? What's the advice for Aries? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, it's getting to a point where there's very little advice that can be given for this situation. When the universe is about to close the door on something, ain't a lot you can do. Not a whole lot. I mean, on paper, like I said, nothing is impossible. But the likelihood, if the two of you were willing to do the work that it would take to kick that door down and carve that timeline out, it probably wouldn't have come to this to begin with. So the simple fact that it even came to this point is an indicator that the two of you together don't have the mutual efforts, you know, to really make this happen. The only thing I could suggest is that you have a serious conversation. That's what it always ends up boiling down to. That's what it always ends up boiling down to, because that's really all you can do in a relationship or any kind of connection or situation. There, you know, advice is slippery because there's nothing that you can do as an individual to completely control a situation with another person. Right? If you try to do that, you cross the line into black magic when you're infringing on their free will, you know? So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what the situation is. It usually all comes down to the only thing you can really do to have some kind of pull or influence on the situation is have a fucking conversation. The question is, do you think it's worth it? I think that, and this is just me, this is the way I see things. And this is the relationship I have with the universe. When it gets to a point where the universe is closing the door and is already ready to hand you your next soul contract, I don't think the conversation is worth it at that point. I don't. That's just me. So if it was me, I would go ahead and let one door close and the next one open. I'm not saying you have to do it my way. My way isn't the only way. That's just... And you have to understand, me as an individual, I'm here for very different reasons than most other humans. I'm not here playing the human game like the majority of the humans are. I mean, I'm in the game and I'm playing it, but my mission is different. You know, everybody's here with a different mission, and most of the beings on the planet right now are here to play the game. They're here trying to work their way up in the game. They're here playing the human game, and I'm here to help change the game. I didn't come here to play the game. I came here with a team of people to help y'all get unstuck off the karmic wheel so that we can change the game. And then I'm fucking out of here. So you can, when I say this is what I would do, you have to understand where I'm coming from, you know? So I'll tell you this much though, it's never failed me. It's never failed me. So, alrighty. Let's go ahead and take one more look at the person from the past. Past person. Person from the past. Anything else we can tell Aries? Any details that were left out? Anything important Aries needs to hear? What can we tell Aries about the past person? Oh, there we go. Nah. 5 of Pentacles. Hang on. Ace of Swords. Oh, you know what that means. I think they know what they want to say to you. They know what they want to say to you. They're just not sure if it's the right time. They're not sure if it would work. What they've been doing is they've been thinking about the perfect fucking pity party to throw at you. That's what they've been thinking about. I have a feeling that some of you have already taken this trip around the merry-go-round with this person a time or two, haven't you? And they've probably already thrown their pity party at you a few times, and you probably done heard it, been there, done that, bought the fucking t-shirt and smelled the bullshit. So they don't know if it's going to work again. But they can't really tell. They don't know. They're not sure whether or not that would be a good idea. So they're waiting for either the right opportunity or some sort of green light that would indicate that now's a good time, or, and I tell people this a lot, waiting for something bad to happen to you. Waiting for something bad to happen to you, right? Because when something bad happens to you, then you're vulnerable, you're weak. You got all kinds of chinks in your armor. Your guard is down. You're suggestible. You're impressionable. Right? That, I'm telling you, a lot of people out there will look for that. Especially somebody from the past. Especially if you fell out in a bad way. And especially if you have some kind of integrity. If you have any kind of integrity or independence or confidence, or if you're the least bit headstrong, oh yeah, they're going to wait till something bad happens to you. They ain't going to wait until that integrity is shattered to the ground, that confidence is crumbled to the ground. And then they're going to slide up in there, you know? Mm-hmm. So, okay. But we got that hangman there, so it doesn't really look like any action is being taken on their part. Let's see how they feel about you. What their intentions and energies are. I think that spread right there gives us a decent idea of what their intentions are, but let's dig a little deeper. Ten of Wands. Yeah, still carrying the burden of this. Judgment, but they definitely have not changed their stance on anything. And their guard is sky high. I don't really think it goes much deeper than anything we've already talked about. I don't think so. But with that judgment being the overall energy, what I can say about that is if you are questioning whether or not this person has changed their mind or has had a wake-up call or has changed their view on something or regrets something that they did or something like that. No, they are still standing on the same damn hill they was standing on when y'all last talked. And especially if you're dealing with a fixed sign, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo, the likelihood is they're probably going to die on that fucking hill. You know, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is, what sign they are. This person's still very, very, very stuck in their ways. So whatever that means to you, let's grab some advice. What's the advice? Woo! Oh, Empress. You better put that foot down and keep it there. At the end of the day, you know what? I mean, boundaries need to be respected. That's the main thing here. This person needs to at least respect your boundaries. You know, because I mean, respecting boundaries, that's just the bare minimum. That says a lot about your character. That says a lot about who you are as an individual. You know, because if you don't respect my boundaries, you ain't gonna respect nothing. You ain't gonna respect me, period. You ain't gonna respect what I'm about. You ain't gonna respect what I stand for. And hey, you don't have to. There ain't no rule that says you're required to respect me. But I have a rule that says if you don't, you ain't fucking coming nowhere near me. You can go fuck off somewhere. You don't have to respect me. You don't have to like me. You don't know. Just go on somewhere, right? So I would keep my foot very firmly planted if I was you. Very firmly planted. And if, now I'm not seeing anything here, so don't trip, but if, knock on wood, something horrible was to happen, you know, be careful who you let know about that. And if this person does just so happen to find out, you better find the strength to still stand up if they show up in your DMs. Let them do it. I know that, you know, depending on what could happen, you could be completely fucking vulnerable and broken. When you broken, when you at that place, when you at rock bottom, and somebody who's already fucked you over before tries to make a comeback in your life, ooh, you better be real fucking careful. Because if they gonna wait until you're at a vulnerable place, they ain't got nothing good planned for you. I promise you that, okay? All right. I feel like those were the messages that my Aries family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is all down there in the description of this video. All right. I'm out of here now. I will see y'all sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.